Are you expecting a successful revenge game for Aaron Rodgers? And what did you think of Mike Tomlin saying,
Look, external things don't have to make more out of this. Aaron, that's what he does. He needs this. This is good for the Steelers because when Aaron Rodgers is bothered or when he has something that he feels like I need to prove a point or I want to stick it to you, you get the best version of him. You tend to. We used to. I'll say that. And I believe that they will. So I do expect for him to execute. I expect for him to play a very efficient game. Now, the Green Bay Packers are going to watch this film, and they're going to say, well, what can we do to disrupt him? And I would answer that question by saying you got to take away the quick throws because when you watch the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's like death by 1,000 cuts. He just wants to dink and dunk and potentially get you over the top. If the Packers take that away and force him to hold the ball longer than 2.5 seconds, it's over. It's over. So I do expect Aaron to still be able to do what he does. In these moments, he's typically at his best.
Well, I think, like you said, I think he's getting rid of the ball in 2.2 seconds or something like that.
The only game where he's had any success when he's held it was this last game. They did lose, but some of his biggest plays were on
They had
Bengals
had absolutely no pass rush.
Right.
Yeah, and he was moving around well, but look, I don't think he's going to choke or just anything like that, but I look at it the other way. I think the Packers are going to have a big game because it's not just, I know it's in Pittsburgh, but it's not just him facing his old team. It's some of those guys facing their former teammate, probably not a ton of them, but Jordan Love is there. And I think the guys are going to rally around Love because, as I said, I get it. It's been several years now. Maybe it's not Rodgers, we should have kept Rodgers or anything. But it's still a big game for Jordan Love. This was his mentor. This was the guy who was before him. This was the guy who could have stayed there and kept playing. And so Micah, we know, is close with Jordan. Like, I think the defense especially is going to come out and really try to have a great game that's going to make, Aaron struggle. And then conversely, Jordan Love has a good game on the offensive end. So I don't think it'll be necessarily because of Rodgers doing, but I think they're going to get a good pass rush against him, and that's going to make him have a mediocre to bad game.
Yeah, Rodgers' stats this year are really interesting. So the passer rating's good. The touchdown-interception ratio is good. The yards are really low.
Yeah.
So he has thrown for fewer yards this year than Mac Jones. Even though Mac's
throwing for a lot. Actually.
Yeah, but Mac's only played 5 games.
Oh,
you know what I mean? He's thrown for fewer yards than Flacco, fewer yards than CJ.
Fewer yards than Flacco.
Yeah, fewer yards
than.
Played
what? About
Flacco's played 5. Rodgers played 6.
CJ too?
What CJ? To be fair on the seat. Yeah, fewer yards than CJ, and they played the same number of games because they already had a bye. Fewer yards than Geno. So those
are a few guys averaging fewer yards.
Right. He's throwing for 211 yards a game, I think, but it has been efficient. I'm not taking that's not a knock because they're winning and it's been efficient, but it's just been odd the way it has worked thus far. And this is what I will say: if he is excellent in this game, it will raise what I think the Steelers' ceiling is.
Yes.
Not just because
and they win, even if they lose. If he's great, but
no. If he's excellent and they win, not just because this would be a great win over the Packers, but I do have questions about Aaron as the stakes get higher. Does his play rise, fall, stay the same? And this, to me, is a very high stakes game. They just came off a somewhat heartbreaking loss, where it looked like he had thrown the game-winning touch. If they had held on against Cincinnati, that pass to Freiermuth and run is the best Aaron Rodgers highlight in years. The best moment, a game-winning touchdown pass for 70 yards in a shootout, and so they need the win. It also would give me more faith if he's excellent that they can hold up against a legitimate pass rush. Because that was, if you guys remember, when they were playing the Vikings in London, and I said the only goal for the game should be Aaron Rodgers get out of it healthy, because I was so concerned about their ability to hold up against a legitimate front. Well, they've held up so far. Cincinnati doesn't have a legitimate front. The Packers are supposed to have the best front in football with Gary and Parsons. So if they play, if he plays really well and they win, then I will start taking the Packers, or this, I keep doing that, sorry, the Steelers, a level more seriously than I am right now.
Yeah. First off, let's just get the low-hanging fruit out of the way. Aaron Rodgers, in terms of his passing yards, since Aaron has only played the 6 games, when you compare it to all these top players, all the top yards, the top 10, Aaron would be literally like right there in the top 10. I'm not saying that he's throwing for 1,900 yards or 1,800, but he would be right around 1,500 yards or so. He would literally be right around top 10. So how is that weird? That he would be roughly top 10 in passing yards, and he has many of these guys beat. He's in top 4 in touchdown passes. And again, he's only played the 6 games. Goff 7, Dak 7, Stafford 7, Mahomes 7, Baker 7. Aaron Rodgers is the only outlier. So there's nothing even weird about it. And I know Nick's like, well, I'm not saying it's a knock. It's just weird. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's all within range. If Aaron threw for I don't know, in 7 games 1,200 yards, then maybe I guess, but there's nothing weird about it at all. And yeah, Aaron's been getting rid of the ball quick, but it's not quick in a way that's so much faster that it's oh my gosh, right? It's not it's in such an extreme way, because you're talking about now tenths of seconds here. Someone's 2.6, 2.7, 2.3, where it's all very tight variations. And we're talking about not even it's always a game of inches. In that respect, we're talking about millimeters here, essentially. And so it's not like Aaron is literally just they're getting rid of that ball so fast because they're oh my God, we just got to get rid of it. Where he's just going hike throw, where it's just oh my God, as soon as he calls hike, it's just immediately letting loose. Let's not get it twisted. Aaron is wanting to get rid of the ball fast, and they're doing a great job of doing it. But there's still a spectrum for him to work with, and he's also getting more and more comfortable with his level of mobility right now. And he also can, when this O-line gives him time, he is willing to kind of just sit in the pocket for a moment and make a decision. He's not just immediately being oh no, there's a pass rush, let me get rid of it. He's still playing football very intelligently, honestly, very, very, very intelligently and very efficiently. So I already made a couple Steelers videos about this game. Because I don't always remember this, watching all these games and looking at all these teams, I don't remember exactly when all the big matchups are coming up. So this matchup just randomly caught me off guard, and I'm oh, this is this game. This is what's happening. And when I looked at the other schedule, the main schedule of all the other teams playing, you're there's not a lot of big games that really matter. This game is so awesome. This game is so awesome. I'm so pumped for this game. This is what I, similar to what I said in my previous video about this, this game will answer every single question that you could ever have about this Steelers team and about Aaron Rodgers. Any question you have about how great can they be, how much juice left does Aaron have, how great can Aaron still be, you're going to answer that question is going to be answered right now. And we know Aaron is, because of Mike Tomlin trying to downplay it. And like Greg was saying, it's we know Aaron feeds into this. And we know the rest of the team is going to feed into this. They all want to rise to the occasion. Beat the Packers. Elevate Aaron. Elevate this team. Build the family. Build the connection that they all have. Everybody is going to want to get after this. There is going to be such a hyper focus on this game and on this moment. I promise you that. Again, Mike Tomlin can downplay it all I want. External things are going to make more out of it than it is. No. No, 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 no. Especially considering how Tomlin has been this season. Absolutely not. So, I don't think anyone would even remotely, agree with that statement or believe that statement. There's just no way. So this game is going to be so hyped. I just really hope it lives up to it. That's really what I just hope at the end of the day it just lives up for it. I mean, did anyone expect that battle between Joe Flacco and Aaron Rodgers? So, and I think Brew brought up a fair point too, that the Packers. I don't think the Packers, a lot of the players, or there's a ton of overlap there. Like, I don't think that matters as much. But Jordan Love wants to win this game. Matt LaFleur wants to win this game, and the Packers franchise, even some of the players that are on that team now that didn't even play with Aaron, they still know Green Bay, Aaron. Like, they're still part of that. Of that family, and so everyone is going to want to win this game. Everyone is going to want to step up and rise to this occasion. And I would say this, that we saw this with Tom Brady, that when Tom Brady played some of these younger guys, they were legitimately, like, they would go up to him and ask for his autograph. You're talking about guys that were like playing against him real time. And they really were just like, man, if you ever saw, there was a bunch of times it appeared on Hard Knocks. I think for the Indianapolis Colts, the one time they played them for their Hard Knocks, and they played Tom Brady, and the one guy was like, man, I grew up watching you, and this is like a 23-year-old like defensive player, and like, can I get your autograph? Like, you could just see that they are all just like, oh my God, that's Tom Brady. And so some of these other players of the opposing team got lost in the moment sometimes. Aaron doesn't really have that. So I don't think anyone for Green Bay is going to kind of get lost in this moment of like, I can't believe it. Like, I'm wearing a Green Bay Packers jersey, like a uniform. Like, I'm a Green Bay Packer. And like, now I'm going up against Aaron. Like, I don't think anyone's going to get wrapped up in that moment at all, honestly. So I think you're going to get two teams that are just going to want to get after it. But majority of the motivation, majority of the incentive, being able to really rally behind it is going to be the Steelers. I don't know if Matt LaFleur himself is going to really rally the troops in this game to be like, we got to defeat Aaron. He left this team. Like, it just doesn't hit that way. But it will for the Steelers. It will be like, this was Aaron. This is the Green Bay Packers. This is who Aaron has played for years. Like, they said goodbye. They said, we don't want you. They were unwilling to make the changes to help support Aaron. You're just going to be able to rally them in such a deeper way. And we know Aaron is always going to have that chip on his shoulder, and he's going to, build that in a deeper, angrier way, like Greg was highlighting. And the Packers don't have that same level of incentive. That would be more forced than anything else, honestly. But Matt LaFleur wants to win this game. He doesn't want to lose to Aaron. And now there's Jordan Love. It's really those two guys more than anything. So I think we should be set up for a great game. I'm so fascinated by it. The Packers have been playing good, not great, not special, not like otherworldly. I think both these teams actually are probably playing at similar levels, where we're seeing them play. We're impressed with a lot. We think that they're both capable of playing significantly better. And both are coming off of games where you're kind of feeling like, there's plenty of room for growth here. And now they're playing each other with an emotional spin on it. So I think the crowd's gonna be rocking. This is what I said. I said Steelers fans, I mean, like, they're gonna be going nuts. I just think this environment's gonna be crazy. It's already starting to get cold. It's already starting to get dark early. Like, we're already entering into the rough and tough of the season right now. Late October, entering November. Start to see your breath in the air right now. Like, this is going to be a hard fought physical game. It's got the potential to be an ugly game as well. I know everyone's always expecting light shows, and still on the table, but this game could also get weird and ugly. I don't know if Aaron, if the whole intention is to show that Aaron still got it and then he could sling it, because that's also the thing that I want to emphasize, and then I'll end here. To be very clear, like, this is not about Aaron versus the Green Bay Packers, right? Like, this is the Steelers versus the Packers. This isn't about just Aaron going toe-to-toe with Jordan Love and et cetera, et cetera. Like, this is the Steelers Well, what is everyone else going to do? What is DK going to do? What is Watt going to do? Right? What is Mike Tomlin going to have dialed up to make Jordan Love's life miserable? Right? Like, you know, how are they going to protect Aaron? Like, you know, the coordinators for the Steelers, like, how are they going to deal with the defensive coordinator with the Packers? Like, we do reduce it and right expect a monster revenge game for Rodgers. Like, it's not about that. The emotional side of it all is, and rallying the troops and getting everyone focused and ready to attack. I stand by that fully. But it's not about like a monster revenge game where Aaron's going to throw for 380 yards, 4 touchdowns. Like, that's not what it's about. That I can't emphasize. And so to that degree, Mike Tomlin can be right by that kind of, you know, branch of thought there. But in terms of the emotional side of it, it's all there. But in terms of how that should affect the game plan, not at all. Like, not at all. So I'm fascinated to see. We're actually going to also see how mature Aaron is. Because would Aaron be willing, and again, I don't think this is the way this game's going to unfold, but if it ends up being just a weird, ugly, low-scoring game, is Aaron totally okay just being like, yeah, well we're going to win this game 12-9. It's going to be a weird score, 12-8. Okay, 12-8 for whatever reason. That's how this game's going to fall. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't care. What was the one, was it 12-6, the 49ers Rams game last season, like a bizarre score? Would he be totally okay with that? I'm like, yeah, I don't care. We got the win. That's all that matters, you know? Or does he want to let it rip? Does he want to show his connection with DK, etc.? Like, yeah, I don't know. Aaron is unpredictable in that regard. Is he going to try to do too much? Is he going to, you know, is he getting more and more comfortable scrambling and he's going to get his hand caught in the cookie jar? Or is he going to understand that pass rush is legit and this defense is legit, and so he's going to want to keep getting the ball out quick and just be smart and just be surgical? You know, that's why I'm saying we're going to get a lot of questions answered. We're going to get a ton of questions answered about Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I love it. I love it. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers? Are you expecting a monster revenge game for Rodgers? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.